off the bottle and we're good, babe. Waste a little money on some blood. She said, won't you have a little less in her way? I'm too faced, it's too late. But coming down is all I ever do, babe. And I'm so down if you're ready. Not fading, but I'm heavy. And I'll say you if you let me go. I don't know if you already know how, but girl, I got the feeling that you know now. You're buried in the pillow, yeah, you're so down. Well, I'm about to say you, baby, slow down. Slow down, slow down. I'm about to say you, baby, slow down. Slow down, slow down. I'm about to say you, baby, slow down.
Chances are if you're watching this, you're a bitch. You're weak and skinny. You half-ass everything you do, and you're lazy as fuck. All you do is play video games and watch porn all day. Nobody respects you, and women walk all over you. You deep down wish you lived another person's life, that you wish you were another man. Overall, you're just failing as a man, and you know it. If anything I just said right there resonated with you, it's because you are probably like the person I was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was at the lowest point of my life. 2 women I became very attached to broke my heart. I crashed my car. I was 120 pounds, and it looks like my muscles have never seen a weight in their life. I was addicted to vaping, smoking, beating off, doing shit with my life, and even Xanax for a while. My parents recently split up, and I was just all over the place. I was failing school, not doing anything good with my life, just doing everything wrong. And deep down I knew all of this, but I didn't have the guidance in my life to make a change. I didn't have the right information to understand where to start. And so that's why I'm making this video, because sitting here today, I actually enjoy my life. Like, I'm actually like confident in the person I am now. I feel like people respect me. I feel like people look up to me. I actually get noticed out in public by people, and I'm actually able to talk to the girls I want to talk to now because I'm confident, because I worked on myself. And I'm not saying all of this to brag to you or flex on you or make me feel superior to you. I'm saying this to let you know that whatever situation you're in, wherever you are right now in life, whatever obstacle you might be facing, I promise that you can make a change. I promise that over the next couple of years, if you just focus, you will accomplish more than you ever thought you would your whole life. And it's all because in this video, I'm going to be teaching you literally what school should have taught you. Like, I could charge thousands for the information in this video. Like, I could put it into a course, bundle it up, market it, and sell it and make thousands. But I'm not going to do that, because this information is what has saved me, and I believe it should be passed on from, young man to young man. Before we dive into the 7 chapters of this video, which I have organized in order, so please don't skip around. Please just literally watch all the way through it. If you have to take a stop, go and take a stop and come back to this video later. But don't skip around. Listen through it in a straight line, because I have spent a lot of time putting this video together, diving deep back into my mind and deep back into my notes and my journaling and my videos and my photos and all of that, to really try to figure out what was going through my head when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. Because sitting here today, I don't need this video. I don't need the information I'm giving you, but that 16-year-old version of myself, that 17-year-old version of myself needed all of this. So I really try to put myself back in his place and try to ask myself, what did that person need? And that's exactly what I did. So I split it up into 7 chapters, watch it all the way through, and if this impacts you, if it helps you, if it does anything for you, at the end of this video, please click all of the buttons on the screen. You know what buttons to click, because it will massively help me out and help this message get out there. Chapter 1, taking responsibility for your life. One of the biggest things stopping you and just plaguing the whole human race is focusing on what you cannot change and not focusing on what you can change, which is yourself. And I think a lot of people do this because they want to stay ignorant to the fact that they cannot change the world around them and that they can only change themselves. Because once you accept that, once you realize that, then you take full responsibility for your own life. You understand that life is a mirror, and that where you are in life is exactly where you should be. And the reason people don't want to accept that is because they don't like where they are. And if they accepted where they are, then they would realize it's their fault for being where they are. But I actually find this being quite beautiful, the fact that life is a mirror, the fact that your external world is a reflection of your internal world, because that means if you put in the work, if you work towards becoming a better person, if you get rid of all of that trauma you went through, all of that baggage you carry with you, then your external world is going to become such a better place. For example, a lot of guys will get cheated on multiple times, and they'll end up just blaming it on the other person. They'll just say, oh, it's just girls. But they never decide to take a look in the mirror and look at themselves and maybe ask themselves, am I the reason they're cheating on me? Am I not him? Am I not the man that I truly could be? And that's what she sees in me, and that's why she's not being loyal to me. That example right there is exactly what it means to take responsibility in your own life. Instead of looking at the other person, looking at the thing you cannot change, you take a look in the mirror and you ask yourself, what can you change about the thing you can change, which is yourself. Now, I'm not saying every time somebody cheats on you, it's because you aren't him or you're not that person. It could be a them thing, but it's just a good example to ask yourself, like, why am I broke? Is it because I have bad spending habits? Is it because I lack financial literacy? It's clearly not because of the system. There's plenty of people getting rich out there, right? Or if you feel like people don't respect you or, like you, instead of thinking, oh, the world just sucks, like people just freaking suck, you take a look in the mirror and you ask yourself, why do people not like me? Why do people not respect me? Is it because I'm actually like not a respectable person? Is it because I'm fat? Is it because I'm scrawny? Is it because I'm just fucking stupid looking? Whatever it may be, you need to take a look in the mirror more often and take responsibility for your own life, for your own situation. And it's going to hurt. It is going to hurt. It's going to hurt telling yourself all of these things and realizing all of these things, but it's what you need to do in order to make a change. And this part will be so massively important to your journey. And I say that because it was so massively important to my journey. I used to tell myself all the time that life is happening to me, or I used to think that life was just happening to me. But one day I realized that I'm happening to life, and that all of my habits, everything that I am doing is exactly why I am here right now. Like, I am in control. I can change my life. I just have to change myself. And that's the thing humans do not want to do. They don't want to realize that, you are the issue. And I don't mean to say that in a bad way. I mean to say it in a realistic way. But you are the issue. You are the issue that needs to be solved. You are the issue that needs to be worked on if you want your life to change. Because you are only going to change your life by focusing on what is actually in your control, bro. What is in your control? Your habits, your daily routine. Do you go to the gym? Do you eat the right food? Are you going out on the weekends? Those are all of the things you can control. And so when you start controlling these things, when you start taking responsibility for your situation and realizing it, okay, my situation is ass because I go out every single weekend, because I don't go to the gym, because I'm eating Doritos every single night, because I'm playing video games and beating my meat all of the time, then you will be able to break all of these bad habits and start to develop the good habits and actually change your life. So yeah, where you are right now in life, your current situation is exactly where you should be because of what you were doing a year ago. And you shouldn't frown upon that. You should be happy about that, because that means the work you put in throughout the next year in your life is only going to lead to a much better situation, a much better life a year down the road. And that's the beauty of it all, is if you put in work, bro, if you put in work on yourself, it is a guaranteed return on investment. There is no better investment than working on yourself. Chapter 2. Take action to change your life. Stop hoping one day that muscles are magically going to appear on your bicep. Stop hoping one day that money is magically going to appear in your pockets. Stop hoping one day that people are just magically going to look up to you and respect you and praise you for the person that you haven't become. See, the thing is, I used to have all these desires when I was younger. I used to always think, like, I'm going to become this person. I'm going to have the muscles. I'm going to have the money. I'm going to have the cars. I'm going to have the hot wife. All of that. And I just never took action. And because of that, I was just stuck in this fantasy land inside of my mind thinking I am this person or on my way to become this person, but I didn't even get out of bed when my alarm woke me up this morning. This completely ties in with taking responsibility for your own life. You are exactly where you should be in life right now. So that means if you take the correct actionable steps, if you implement the right habits into your life, you're going to have the muscles down the road. You're going to have the money down the road. You're going to have the big house. You're going to have whatever it is you dream of down the road. And the biggest thing that is going to stop you from taking action and actually achieving the things you want to achieve is going to be analysis paralysis, or just kind of waiting for perfection, thinking that you really need to figure something out before you even try to start doing something. Like, you really need to figure out how to work out and be optimal before you even start going to the gym. And that's why I personally think you should stick to kind of what I like to call fire, 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 aim. And that's where you just action, 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 action. Then maybe you revise, you step back and you think about, okay, where am I going? Let's aim, but then fire, 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 fire again. It's more important to take action than it is to think about the action you are taking in a type of way, okay? I don't want that to go down the wrong path, but action is superior to everything when it comes to fixing your life. Think about this. You are level 1 in all areas of your life right now. And what is the way to level up? Well, to me, when I think about that, I think about in the gym, how do I put on muscle? Well, I do a repetition. Every single repetition I do, my muscle is getting bigger. And so I apply that same psychology to everything else in life. My social skills. Every time I go up and talk to a new person, or every time I even frick up or mess up a relationship, that is a repetition in my book, and I just leveled up socially. Or let's say I'm trying to figure out how to make money online or build a following online. Instead of trying to figure out how to do it, trying to just aim and snipe, I was just shotgunning. I was spraying at time. I was firing, and then aiming. And this worked out for me because I grew a TikTok following. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I grew 100,000 TikTok following in 6 months. 0 to 100,000 in 6 months. And the way I did that was uploading 10 videos, just about 10 videos, every single day. And a lot of them were stupid. A lot of them went nowheres. But because I took a bunch of action, I gained a bunch of experience. And from that experience, I aimed and then fired again. And then from that experience, from what I've learned from uploading those 10 TikTok videos that might have been shit, I learned more, and I kept leveling up. And because I did it so many times, I was like a level 50. And because I was a level 50, I was just so good. And when I banged out 10 videos, they were so good. I'm going off on a tangent, but you get what I'm saying. It's super important to take action in your life because experience, data sets, knowledge, whatever you want to call it, is the most valuable thing on this earth. And you can watch all of these YouTube videos, you can watch hundreds of hours of self-improvement videos, but until you actually practice it, until you actually get out there in the real world, until you actually do these habits for months and years on end, you didn't actually learn shit. And you didn't actually change your life, because let's say you are trying to become more confident, and you watch a bunch of self-improvement videos, you get yourself hyped up, you're like, okay, I know how to become confident now, and you go out and you try to become confident, you try to, apply all of the exact thinking and staring in their eyes, even when you're thinking too much, when you're staring in the eyes, and you try to do that, but you just come off weird, you come off creepy, because you're actually not confident, you're faking it. The thing you cannot fake is your habits, the things that you have been doing for weeks and years on end. At the beginning of my journey, I had to visualize and kind of write out the person I wanted to become. And I did this every morning in a journal. And I told myself all of the goals I had to do today, all the habits I had to do today to become like this person I wanted to become. And even though I was kind of acting like a person I wasn't, even though I was moving, doing the habits of a person I wasn't, I did them for so long that those habits became ingrained in me, and I actually became that person. And so that kind of goes with the whole fake it till you make it quote. Fake the person you are. Visualize that person you want to become. Look up to somebody you want to become more like, and just start acting like them. Ask yourself, what would this person do at 7 a.m.? What would they eat? How would they train? And do exactly that. And do it for a couple months. Do it for a year, and I guarantee you will be more like that person. But you will not be like that person if you think about it, if you study him. You can only be like him if you take action. So action is what is going to change your life. Chapter 3, physical health. The first thing you should start out with on your whole self-improvement journey, on your whole trying to fix your life and become the person you want to become, should of course be physical health. I'm sure a lot of you have already kind of started going to the gym, but if you haven't yet, make sure you start going, because a strong man cannot be built without physical pain. And starting with physical health is super important because I'm going to lay it out for you here really quick. 3 pillars that I believe you have to break through in order in life, in order to level up, are physical, mental, and spiritual. You first have to break through your physical, pillar. Then you can advance to your mental pillar. Then you can advance to your spiritual pillar. But you cannot jump around. You cannot start with your spiritual one or your mental one without breaking through your physical one. And just to make sure you're still on the same page with me, just listen to this. I love this quote. It's by Wes Watson. You cannot think your way into positive thinking. You can only act your way into positive thinking. And when I heard that, it blew me away. I realized that, wow, I've tried so hard to think my way into positive thinking, into being happy with myself, but I wasn't actually taking the actionable steps to raise my vibration to that level. And that's why I think physical exercise is so important, because the thoughts that are in your mind are truly so important to your life. You don't understand how your thoughts are affecting your reality. We'll go into that later, but your thoughts are deeply affecting the reality around you. And so being at a high vibration as often as possible is super important. And the best way to do that is exercise. It's going to the gym. It's doing some running. It's just doing some push-ups. Physical pain is honestly what has saved me. A lot of people avoid physical pain. They feel like it hurts them. But to me, it was something that saved me. I took out a lot of stuff that I battled with in my own mind in the gym. And I felt this over time. I remember when I first started going to the gym, I would be able to really dig deep in my mind and go super hard on these certain lifts. And I remember the rage and anger I had inside of me. But now when I go, I don't quite have that, and I'm not sad about that. I'm not mad about it. I'm glad I got over it. I'm a lot more joyful now, which is good. But I just realized how important it is for everybody to get into the gym and get into doing something physical and changing their physical body. Because a lot of you that struggle with mental things out there, you got to realize you don't need to go talk to a therapist. You don't need to go talk it out. What you need to first go do is do something physical. And if it's still not gone after that, then you need to go talk it out. But always get your vibration high by going to the gym, by just dropping down, doing some push-ups, by just doing a quick run. And if you've been following me through this video so far and agreeing with a lot of the stuff I've been saying, then you probably also agree with the law of attraction. You probably kind of agree with something like karma. The energy you send off is this, equal energy that you are going to be getting back. If you're always being a good person, then good things are going to happen to you. That's something I believe in. And that's why I love physical exercise, because it raises your vibration. If you've ever gotten out of a really good gym workout, a really, hard workout, you feel like somebody could come up to you and call you every name in the book, and you'd be like, man, get out of here, man. Life's great, man. I love you. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go, right? And that's exactly where I think the goal for you should be. That was the goal for me. It's constantly trying to be in that super high vibrational headspace, because just good things happen to you. And life is an emotional experience. That's another really good tidbit I wish I would have known sooner, is that life is an emotional experience. Where your emotions at, the emotions you were feeling, is how you were experiencing life. And so if you're constantly vibrating at a high vibration, you have good emotions going on, and good emotions leads to a good life. But if you're constantly at a low vibration, then you're feeling those bad emotions, you're thinking those bad thoughts, and you're just living a shitty life. You could even be in the nicest place, you could even have a good situation going on, but because you're not raising your vibration, you're not going to be happy with it. Also, anybody with a good physical body, anybody that is fit, is instantly respectable. I don't care who you are. It is human nature to respect somebody that is physically fit, because we all know just how hard it is in the common day world to get a six-pack, to just be even a tad bit physically fit, with all the fast food around us, with how much time jobs take out of our life, and relationships, and Netflix series, and all that. We all know that it's just hard to be physically fit. So when we see somebody who is physically fit, we understand this person has dedication. I also want to add that being in shape makes you instantly respectable. Anybody that is in shape, it's human nature to respect them, because we all know how hard it is especially in today's age of fast food all around us and all of these distractions. We all know how hard it is to focus and stay disciplined to become in shape. And I've noticed from being a person who has recently gotten like amazing shape, when you walk into a room, you are like the only person actually super in shape, and that instantly makes you the highest value person in that room. That instantly makes you the most respectable person in the room, because you are the person with the most discipline. You are the person with the most focus. You are the person that has been putting in more work than every single one of these other motherfuckers. And that right there, I guarantee you, will give you the confidence and the courage to just be yourself, or to just go up to that girl and ask her out, or to actually look somebody in the eyes, or to actually stand up and say no to somebody, whatever it is you may be struggling with. Now, to end off chapter 3, I just want to say that I have a bunch of videos, and I'll be making a bunch more videos on how I have achieved an aesthetic body out there for free that you can learn. I also do have a workout program. It's literally just a $20 workout program. Link will be in the description. It's good for anybody out there that just needs a workout program to start out. And workout programs are super, super, super important. If you have any questions, or if you actually want like coaching or dieting, hit my Instagram DMs at 585RJ, and I would love to help you out. Chapter 4, mental health. Now, this part I really want you to pay attention to. So if you feel like you've taken a lot of information that you just haven't digested yet, just pause here, go do something, maybe come back in a couple hours or come back tomorrow, so you can really understand a lot of the mindset things I'm going to be throwing out there. Because personally for me, I need kind of time to digest things, especially like mindset tips. Like if somebody tells me to maybe start thinking about something this way, it's going to kind of give me some time to judge it and really think about it and fit it into my own mind. So take your time with this part. I want to start out with emotions, and I'm getting super excited about this part. This is probably going to be my favorite part of this video. Emotions. I read this book once. It's called Master Your Emotions. I said that so wrong. Master Your Emotions by Thibaut Missouri, I want to say. And basically a good summary of the book is that your emotions are not inherently good and they're not inherently bad. For example, happiness. It isn't a good emotion nor isn't a bad emotion. Or sadness. It isn't a good emotion nor isn't a bad emotion. All emotions are just emotions, but us humans have put boxes around them, and we have labeled them as being bad. And because we labeled that emotion as being bad, now it actually affects us. Now it actually weakens you. For example, if you're feeling depressed and you believe that being or feeling depressed is a bad emotion and that there's something wrong with you because you feel this way, well, now it's actually going to hurt you. It's actually going to make you feel weak. But when I read this book and I realized, wow, what I am going through it's not a good or bad emotion. It's something I'm going through, and it's something I just need to look at without bias. Then I truly did what that emotion was telling me to do. And what I mean by that is depression. Depression is, in most cases, simply a sign that something in your life needs to change. If you're feeling depressed, if you often feel sad, if you often feel like you don't have a lot of energy, or that you're not in control of your life, it's simply because something needs to change, bro. Like I said, if you don't have a lot of energy, dude, it's literally because you probably lack physical health. It's probably because you lack diet. It's probably because you lack feeling in control of your life. It's because you lack doing good habits, doing good things with yourself for months and years on end. And I say that because that's the person I used to be, bro. But every day I wake up now, I'm literally filled with so much energy, and it's because I've been doing the good habits for years on end now. And I have multiple cases of feeling depressed, of feeling this way, especially when I was like 11, and especially when I was 16. Didn't know what to do with my life, bro. Didn't know where I was going. I remember when I was 11, locked myself in my room, and I just cried for like 2 days in pitch black. I didn't know what was good for me or what was going on with me, and I think it was because I just kind of hated my life. But I realized I just needed to stop focusing on what I wasn't in control of, and that was, what was going on at home. And I had to realize that if I can just focus on my emotional, space, because life is an emotional experience, if I can just focus on that, if I can just be happy and love myself, I'll get through it. But seriously, those emotions you might be going through, that heartbreak, that depression, that sadness, that loneliness, you can turn all of that into fuel to become that man. And I say that because I turned exactly all of those emotions. The heartbreak, the fucking loneliness. I remember I got heartbroken. Then I became so lonely in life. But that was the exact time that I made the biggest change in my life, because I didn't just soak in those emotions. I didn't just sit there and, not make a change in my life and complain about the world and be victim. I took responsibility for where I was, and I took action, and I made a change. And a couple things that have helped me with all of that is realizing that there is no such thing as completion in life. I think a lot of us we're trying to work towards some completion. We're trying to finalize something. But the thing is, that will just never happen. You will never complete anything you dream of completing, or you will never become exactly what you want to become. Life will always just be an endless, it will always be endless work, and you just need to accept that. And also realize that life is suffering. That quote from Buddha, life is simply suffering. And without suffering, life would not be life without it. So realize that and embrace that. And embrace that by realizing that the pain you are going through, whatever it is you have faced in your life, is exactly your calling in this world. By you getting over that, and by you making it through that and becoming a better person because of that, and then you end up turning around and sharing it with the world and helping out other people, that is your calling. And that's because the kindest human act is to inspire. And if you're faced with a challenge and you make it through that challenge, it would be super selfish of you to not share what you have learned from that, to not share the strength you have created inside of yourself for going through that, and sharing it with somebody else who might be also going through that. And that was one of the biggest things in my whole journey, was embracing the pain, embracing the loneliness, embracing the, oh shit, I don't really like my life, and fixing that. Because then I did that and I shared it with other people, and I realized that so many other people are just like me. So many other people face the same challenges as me. And that really helped out my mental health. There's a couple other things I want to add to the conversation we're having right now, but I'm going to save that for Chapter 7, which is purpose. Chapter 5, find love in yourself. A big mistake I made for many, 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 many years is trying to find love in other things. And those things were relationships. It was in drugs. It was in parties. It was in video games. It was in anything that would trigger dopamine. And because of that, I lost happiness in the exact place I was trying to find it. And for those years, because I was trying to find happiness in other things, because I was trying to find love in other people, I went through a bunch of peaks and valleys. Because people come and go, things come and go. Nothing is forever except for you. And so if you're trying to constantly find love and happiness in those things that are going to come and go, you're also going to, lose it just as quick. And so finding love in yourself is super important. And I've never really heard a lot of good explanations for finding love in yourself. And I think this is going to be the best one. You have heard, if you haven't been exposed to too much stuff online, loving yourself is basically just becoming a person you truly admire. Like, a lot of people are like, I love myself, but they're fat. But they clearly hate their body. But they clearly hate their life because they're always angry. That person doesn't love themselves. A person that loves themselves is somebody taking care of their body, somebody that is always in a good mental state, somebody that, they clearly love themselves, right? So basically, loving yourself is just doing good things for yourself. Like, how would you love somebody else? You would do good stuff for them, right? So why don't you love yourself by doing good stuff for you? And once you do that for a while, you actually gain this real deep down love for your own life, for your own person. I think we can keep that chapter pretty short. It's really simple to understand. Loving yourself is basically doing good things for yourself. It's becoming a person you truly admire. Think about the person you would admire. Think about, I like to think about it this. If I died right now, and let's say it was Judgment Day, but I was being judged against the person I could have became. I like to think about that. I like to imagine that person. Who is the best version of me? Who is the best version of Ryan? I want to be like that person. Actually, I want to be better than that person. That's what loving yourself means to me in my book, and I hope I made that clear. Chapter 6, social skills. You cannot fake confidence, competence, or courage, and this all goes along with Chapter 2, and that is taking action. The thing is, if you want to improve your social skills, all you need to do is just improve your mental and physical mind. You just need to take more action and just do more stuff, and over time you will build up a person who has good social skills, who is able to look somebody in the eyes and project their voice across the room and stand up straight. And a person who is respected by many, all because that person respected themselves. See, life is a mirror, bro. If you want to be respected, you got to respect yourself. If you want people to look up to you, you got to look up to yourself, bro. And so we're not going to dive deep into confidence because that's going to be a waste of time. I mean, let me add this, though. Confidence is an empty word. You cannot have more confidence and you cannot have less of it. Confidence is simply courage and competence combined. Okay? That's basically what it is. When you're competent at something and you have the courage to execute talking about that something or doing that something, that is what confidence basically is. So once you realize, what I just said, and you just say, okay, like I don't have confidence when talking to women. Well, it's either your competence on talking to them or it's your courage talking to them. And that's why I say take action, bro. Fire, 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 aim. You need more experience. You just need to learn more because, the more times you get rejected, the more things you realize, like, okay, that line didn't work out. I shouldn't say that again. Then the more competence you are going to gain and the more courage you are going to gain. But that's just one example. A couple other social skills I want to add here is to just be yourself, bro. Okay? Do not be the person other people want you to be because that will only lead you to attracting people that don't truly like you for who you are into your life. If you can truly authentically just be your full self to everybody, then you are going to only attract the people that truly should be in your life, the people that truly like you, the people that truly connect with you. But if you have this scarcity mindset of feeling like you just need to be a chameleon so that this person will like you, bro, it's not going to get you nowhere, and it's going to lead you to a life of just sadness, of, fake relationships. Also, never say too much in social situations. Couple reasons why. The more you say, the more things people have to not like about you. Also, the more you say, the less value your words have. To a certain extent, I've noticed that it kind of feels awkward to be the very quiet person, the person that hasn't said any words at all. And I also think it's awkward when I see that person that hasn't talked at all in the conversation. So to a certain extent, you want to talk a little, but also to a certain extent, you want to not say too much. And that tip right there actually comes from the 48 Laws of Power, which is, in my opinion, a lot of good book. A lot of people give it flack. A lot of people hate on understanding the power dynamic. I think it's an amazing thing to understand how power works, how you can have more of it and understand, the people have power, etc., all of that. So I do recommend actually listening to that book. Next tip comes from How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I believe I said all of that right. I don't have the book on me right now. I gave it to a friend. But it's let other people talk about themselves and show them appreciation. This one is super, super, super powerful, and it's so simple, and like nobody understands it. The thing is, we all want to talk about ourselves. Like, I've talked about myself a lot in this video so far, even though this video is for you, right? And so when you let somebody talk about themselves, you instantly just gain so much likeliness from them. They like you a lot more, basically, because you're somebody that can just listen to them. You can listen to their problems. You can be a good friend, and when you show them appreciation for that, you're better than everybody else that they talk to, because most people are gonna kind of listen, but they'll be like, oh yeah, I can relate to that, and this happened in my life, and it's gonna keep going back and forth to, everybody trying to talk about themselves, but it really should be one person talks about themselves and the other person listens. I also want to add, never look for revenge. I think it's a really low vibrational, just Jeffrey thing to do, if you want to call it. If you want to get revenge on somebody because they cheated on you, because they disrespected you, because they did you dirty, just raise your vibration up. Don't even spend a single second on trying to get revenge on this shitty person, bro. Just be the bigger man. And to end off this chapter with the best tip of this whole chapter, it's to literally just talk to more people, bro. Like I've been saying, take action, fire, 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 aim. And there's these two mentalities that I want to talk a little bit about. It's the sniper mentality and the shotgun mentality. Now this goes for, dating. For me it'd be woman, talking to woman. If I was in the sniper mentality, I would be super hyper focused on this one girl. And if I didn't hit the shot, if I didn't, if I got rejected by this one girl, it would all go to shit, right? Now, if I had a shotgun, meaning if I was talking to multiple girls, I had room to miss. I had room to get rejected because I had multiple options, and at least one of them had to work out, right? And so it's very important to just talk to more people, even if you're really not into them. Just Just talk to them, get that experience in. And I say that because with 7 billion people in the world, you really think life is going to be over if a couple of them hate you, if a couple of them reject you, if a couple of them spit on you? No, it's not. I really hope they wouldn't spit on you. That would definitely mean you really did something wrong. But get more repetitions in, bro. I know it's kind of like a whole theme to be single inside of the whole self-improvement thing, which I definitely think it's good to be single, but it's not good to cut yourself off from seeing people and dating or whatever you want to call it. I think it's very important, especially when you're young, to get yourself out there and to get that experience. Chapter 7, Purpose. I think for being a 19-year-old, I'm about to sum up purpose so beautifully. And I want to give credit where credit is due first to, I think, the two people that have really helped me figure out kind of what purpose is as a man. The first is going to be, like, the biggest is Wes Watson. He's amazing. Please go listen to his podcast after. I've taken a lot of inspiration from him, from a lot of the stuff I talk about. He sums it up so well. And also Hamza has talked about a lot of good purposeful things, and he even put me onto the Way of the Superior Man book, and I read that, and I think it's a truly amazing book if you're trying to find purpose in your life. Alright, if you're a young man lost in life, you struggle to find your purpose, you don't know what to do with yourself, here's what to do. Create the man that you needed growing up and give him to the world. Or you can even put it another way, create the man that you think the world needs and give him to the world. Look around. What were you missing when you were growing up? What man were you missing? What figure were you missing? What inspiration were you missing growing up? Become that person and give him to the world. Inspire other people. That should be what your purpose is. I think about when I was growing up. But Dad was never super physically in shape. He didn't really have the best habits. He didn't really have the money, etc., etc. So it's my purpose as a man to get all of that and give that person the world, to inspire other people and to teach other people how to do that. It's really all just becoming somebody you would look up to. That's what purpose is on planet Earth, in my opinion. And to realize all of that, you need to have a strong why. Now, for me, a strong why would be, why do I go to the gym every single day? Well, I go to the gym every single day because I owe it to myself. I owe it to myself to be happy. I owe it to my future family that I'm going to be in shape. I owe it to other people to inspire them to get into shape. Or my why for this video. Why am I sitting down for hours on end? I've probably ever put 10 hours in this video for something I won't get paid for at all. Well, I'm putting it in because it's going to inspire many, many people. And it's going to change the world, around me. If I can change a couple of people, those couple of people will change other people, and those other people will change more. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people are changed, and it was just because I made a small video like this. That's my why. So you gotta be a visionary for your own life. Just deep down, stare at this wall. Stare at the wall and think about, why are you doing this? What is your purpose? Who are you supposed to become? For your future family, for your future kids, for the people around you. Become that motherfucker. Become that person, bro. Because that right there is creating a life of meaning. I think a lot of people do not have a life of meaning. A lot of people have the nice, shiny, flashy things. They have that 9-to-5 job that pays them $200K a year. I love hearing that one. But then they just work in the office, and I'm like, that's not like a life of meaning. I don't want to live that. Cool. Whatever. So I think it's really our purpose to really figure ourselves out. And when you create that man that the world needs, there's no doubt that you will get paid for what you have put yourself through and what you have learned. And when you're getting paid for being that's a life of meaning in my opinion. So here's an actionable step I want to leave off this video before we wrap it up with. Go listen to Wes Watson's podcast, WES space WATSON. He's truly amazing, bro. That is the video, ladies and gentlemen. This is the longest I've ever sat down to record a video, and I'm just totally losing it right now. But dude, I really hope I got everything I wanted to get out there for you guys. I would love to make a part 2 to this to go maybe more in depth, or if you have any certain things you really want to ask me, make sure you email me. Make sure you hit my Instagram DMs. I even have a call link down in the description. If you want to book a call with me, it's only $40 right now. Super cheap. We get an hour together and you can ask me anything. So do that. I do honestly wish a lot of you luck on your journey. I don't like saying luck, but I really hope your journey goes well, and I really hope you stay consistent and stick to it. If this video just motivates you for a day and then you completely don't take action, You truly have made me sad. So please make me proud. Please make me happy by actually taking action and doing the things I have mentioned in this video, coming back to it multiple times, and just truly trying to soak it all up because I've put so much work into this video. It's not just the past 10 hours I've put into it, it's the past 3 years. It's honestly my whole life that I've put in this video, so thank you guys. I love y'all. Peace out. Catch y'all later. Next video. Next Friday. Deuces.